kind of control the minion waves. And one of the things that's pretty interesting because of these summoner setups that we're having, it's not something you normally have to talk about, he actually has a way to gap close, right? And you can look for an all-in with your E. If you do actually hit your opponent with the E, you get the shield, you actually get a soldier spawn as well now, I do believe. So the all-in can be pretty strong in a situation where perhaps Meiko is able to dodge a binding, dodge an E, and then find a way in. We'll see how effective he's going to be able to be, but already a little bit of trading back and forth. Both players probably going to just go back to base.
Yep, nice bit of harass there from Meiko. Kind of a fun thing I like to track. Doesn't come up that often, but getting your mana flow band procced early can be relevant at times, because using it when you have full mana is actually obviously not very good, which is what it starts at level 1. Meiko actually sticking around though. Going to get to the wave first here after Frozen based.
Yeah, really prioritizing just having the push. That's kind of what this tells me. Because he is going to be sacrificing some health to do that. You know, he's down around 90 or 100 health. Like, that is actually pretty significant. That's almost a full potion that he kind of sacrificed for not basing. But he has cleared out the wave, and he's hoping now that he will be able to deny enough of the CS away from his opponent to make that worth it. But he did miss 2 of the CS uncontested on his own, so we'll see if it pays off. Yeah,
like you said, sport sometimes not as used to getting them last hits. As air reverse comment once again.
He's 4 for 4. Missed. Not doing so hot on the CSing there.
Yep, gonna have to get them back through.
But it's 0 for Frozen right now, 1. So,
yeah.
I mean, although the Meiko did miss a lot of farm actually pushing it in, Frozen is very clearly not used to last hitting on this map with how the turret does extra damage. He's not looking too comfortable there. And it is ending up with a slight advantage for Meiko, even though he only got 6 of the 12 minions.
Nice step forward there for Meiko. I think trying to get out from under the radius of E.
Part of the problem there, though, is Meiko is trading into a cannon wave, right? So he's actually stepping forward, and I feel like he actually won those trades as far as the damage that the opponents dealt to each other. But when Frozen has a cannon that's actually retaliating there, it's going to do as much or more damage in the early game oftentimes than your abilities are actually dealing. So you have to be very cognizant of who has more range minions, who has the cannons working to their advantage. And right now it's Frozen that does have that wave kind of pushing for his side.
3 points Q for Meiko. Probably not going to make a big difference not having your E. But certainly opting for, again, more trading power earlier. Frozen now level 4 though. Still taking damage.
I mean, the E is only really going to come into play if you're trying to actually go for a full-on all-in. So I think 2 points Q early on does make a lot of sense. As well, I expect to see 2 points E from Frozen in the early levels, and then go your W for the shield at level 4, which is what he's done. Meiko, we're going to have to see how much of this farm he can actually pick up, because right now they are tied. There's about 10 minions sitting at his turret. If he can grab some of this farm, could be a pretty nice advantage, get him a decent base, but so far has gotten the 1. He's going to pick up a couple more.
Yeah, missed the cannon, but trying to, again, kind of get the scraps under the turret. Gets a couple there, going to keep it pretty close.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, 4 minions left there for Frozen to hit here, so he hits them all. They'll still be pretty even. Meiko, they're taking a lot of harass as well, and this could be interesting on the back time as Meiko going to grab his relic. Nice dodge of that light binding there by Meiko. Lux is 6, certainly very relevant for some sort of, at least harassment off. Forcing away, maybe getting a summon if you can connect with a light binding. Meiko, though, playing up. Looks like he's going to try and get there first. Like, hitting down those minions.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. I mean, they're both staying around relatively low. They don't have any HP potions left, so...
Ooh, Meiko going back in. Frozen forced to burn the heal there.
That's actually pretty nice, because it is traded back and forth, but now it's exhaust versus barrier. I do feel like Frozen is going to have more trouble getting good use out of the exhaust if Meiko wants to sit back. There's not really going to be a chance for Frozen to do that, where you're always going to get some sort of use from that barrier. One of the really interesting choices here, though, is actually Celestial Body for Frozen. So he's actually taken 10% less damage dealt for 100 HP. So this is the mastery that you take 10% less damage dealt for the first 10 minutes, but you get the bonus health. So he's really kind of just prioritizing what he thinks to be survivability. He's figuring perhaps he can just poke his opponent out and make sure they can't get all in with that. He did also take the biscuit delivery, and oh my god, not even using the barrier. Meiko, that was pretty close.
I hope he calculated that one, because that was
We'll
close.
give him the benefit of the doubt.
My goodness, nice snipe there from Frozen, actually hitting the edge of that pretty big laser hitbox.
The secondaries are really where the kind of differentiation here is, though. It's Celestial Body and Biscuit Delivery for Frozen versus Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter for Meiko. So he is trying to look for the kind of healing from abilities, but I do think Frozen is kind of outthought him a little bit with the biscuits. I think you're going to get more health back than you can actually get in a short game from Jason Blood. Waiting for the all-in.
Coming in, has the ultimate, shuffles perfectly onto Frozen. Needs one more
the
auto
minions are on him.
Yeah, Meiko now actually just has to deal with the minions. Frozen gets a bit of a shield. The health bars are so low.
Oh, the minions are on Frozen. They're chasing him in. He's just going to die to those ranged minions.
Meiko waiting
he doesn't
again.
have to do anything.
Just, chilling
Just
out.
stand
Let
back.
the soldiers do it. As these new minions get the kill.
Oh my god. What a tilter for Frozen. The melee minion goes off on a rogue mission there, walks into the bush, and that's all it took. It gives the ranged minions the vision into the bush. Meiko very intelligently backing off and pulls off a nice all-in. Sets up the minion kill there. He is going to move on. Support players looking pretty good.
I mean, a funny situation at the end there certainly, but Meiko with a smooth Azir combo
It was slick.
to finish, to almost finish off that game. That is some very interesting situational awareness that doesn't come up very often for Meiko to just be like, oh, you know, I just have to wait. Like, he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it was really smart. He sees the opportunity here, very low on health, but he gets the E shield, has his barrier. Exhaust really not being effective there for Frozen because most of the damage had already come out. And then it's this melee minion wins the game for Meiko, walks into the bush. Frozen cannot get it out of there. How do you walk through that soldier? You cannot. The ranged minions finish him off. Pretty funny situation.